PWP Nation, where wrestling discussion lives.
Well, hello there. Dukes, Keith, and Griff here from the Anything But Credible podcast, a.k.a. the ABC Pod. Fellas?
Holla.
Oh, hello. We're here to let you know that you could be possibly missing out on the best podcast ever created, aside from the Offended podcast, of course, and you don't want to be missing that. Now, what makes us the best? Griff? Yeah, great. Keith? Exactly. Look, I'll keep it really simple for you. Crazy people, crazy news, crazy theories, crazy uncredible. That's right. We made that word up. Griff, Keith, say something crazy for me.
Russia wants you to believe in Finland. Real.
Nice. Look, you can find us just about anywhere that you get your podcast, especially Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to hit us up on Facebook at ABC Pod. That's ABC POD. Twitter at _ABC Pod. And Instagram at ABC Podcast. Check in with us for a new episode every Monday and join the conspiracy to commit stupid. We will see you then, and shout out to the Offended Podcast.
Adios.
Later, guys. Like you more than a friend.
Welcome to Hockey Talks by Offended, presented by PWP Nation. It's your boys, Tricky and Stoutsy. The Blues are going to the Western Conference Finals. Let's go.
Boom.
I wasn't pumped up to do this podcast at all. I'm kind of tired. And then GLORIA started playing. Gotta be honest, pumped me up a little bit again.
Yeah, GLORIA will do that to you. Even when it plays for 24 hours on a 98.1 here in St. Louis. Pretty awesome.
GLORIA!
Not only was it on the radio the whole time, it was on Snapchat the whole time because everybody was just like, hey, I'm going to record that it's on the radio. It's like, we all know it's on the fucking radio.
I know. Nicolette was like, I can't believe a radio station would do this for 24 hours. I'm like, really? Well, I'm not that surprised, to be completely honest. I think it's kind of awesome.
Do you remember when the new 104.9 was coming in, and it was like that Woody guy was coming back, and 104.9 for 24? No, fuck, it might have been a bit longer. It might have been like 2 days straight. 2 days straight. They played Rickroll. That's all they played for like 2 days straight. It was hilarious. I was like, this is incredible.
This is in your head. Calling GLORIA.
Man.
GLORIA.
And we will be getting into that. First, we got to go through all the other stupid marks that are in these playoffs.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Got a couple series.
That was the perfect. Right when you said that, I just turned down the song all the way.
Got a couple other series to go over. Another crazy round of hockey.
Yep. Well, in that case, if we're gonna talk, since we're gonna talk about the other teams too, I guess we got here. Since you can't hear Jim, I'm playing the ESPN, our normal theme song now.
Oh, yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, so yeah, NHL second round playoffs finito. It's a crazy second round again. This is a wild playoffs, man.
Oh, I love it. Called it before it started. So this is going to be one of the craziest playoffs we've ever seen. Sure enough, it has been.
I mean, just unbelievable playoffs. It's been so much fun to watch. Normally, during the playoffs, especially if the Blues are on, it fucking wears me out just because your stress levels are so fucking high.
Right.
But this year, I'm I cannot fucking wait to watch the next game. Every game has been so much fun to watch.
Oh, I know. I was just like, fuck, is there a game tonight? I'm like, oh, fuck, yeah, there is. Game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm like, fuck, yes. I just need hockey every night.
Yeah, Friday's going to suck.
I know. It's all right. Little day to relax.
Actually, a little day to relax. I woke up from a text message this morning from my buddy Mookie, and he's like, hey, what are you doing Friday night? I'm like, I don't think I have any plans. He goes, cool. You know how I drive a beer cycle around Soulard? I'm like, yeah. He goes, all right, put on a Blues jersey. We need you. We're going to do a photo shoot, a video shoot. We're going to drive downtown, with the beer cycle, just partying, basically. I'm like, all right, I guess there it is. There's my fix for Friday night now.
Well, I guess I got something to do then.
The fuck?
Oh, you all right over there?
Stop. Yeah, my NXT just keeps stopping, man. I like to watch wrestling when I do a podcast, and it just keeps fucking up.
Sounds like a personal problem.
It is. Anyway, let's start with the Islanders and Hurricanes series. It's the first series to end. A clean sweep. Fuck you, Frankie Borelli.
Sweep. Wow. Didn't see that coming.
No, not at all. And these games were not very close either.
No, I was like, I got ballsy when we did predictions. I was like, Carolina in 5. Carolina in 5. I was like, Islanders will get 1. I almost wanted the Islanders to win Game 4, so I could be right.
I said Carolina in 7.
Way off.
Well, I got the team right.
Way off.
Compared to the first round of teams that I picked correct, my second round did fucking great.
Yeah, I don't remember most of my picks, but I remember this one.
Oh, do you want me to tell you your picks from the first round? You want me to go through those again?
We both sucked in the first round. Shut the fuck up. Do you want to go over our picks from the season? Our playoff predictions? Where's the Devils? Where's the Hawks? Where's Buffalo?
I said the Hawks weren't going to make it, asshole.
I'm just pointing out like all the ones that we all kind of said. Yeah, bad. First round was bad, but in like the best way ever. Like I'd never been happier to be wrong in a playoff.
Actually, I think my Eastern Conference was all correct but one. I thought I had Philly, and I think my West was like ooh, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's the other way around. Actually,
no. Yeah, no, it's the other way around.
Yeah, you're right. There was 3 teams I had in the East that I was like, oh, and the West I was off by 1.
Yeah. But, that happens.
Yeah, well, whatever. But Carolina Hurricanes, New York Islanders, I think Game 1 was Game 2, I guess, was close as well, but other than that, Carolina just pulled away in Games 3 and 4. I mean, fucking blew them out of the fucking water, blew them away. Like,
yeah, I mean, the Islanders just didn't have anything.
No, they didn't have shit. And, like, I don't even know. I don't even know how to say it, but I mean, just going back to Game 1, I was like, man, this is going to be a fucking good series. Like, it's going to be close. It was a 1-0 overtime game. The Game 2 happened, and I was like, it's pretty close again. It was a 2-1 game, and then Games 3 and 4, 5-2, 5-2, both Carolina. Like,
yeah. I mean, Justin Williams from Carolina has
a fucking stud.
He's a playoff machine. The guy, 35, 36 years old, just putting the team on his back. Not saying he's putting up all the points or anything like that, but the way he just plays, I mean, the boys just follow him.
He's a playoff guy.
Yeah.
That's all. That's like what Justin Williams is. He's a great leader, captain. Point wise, he's decent during the regular season, but in the playoffs, he just turns it to another level.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, then they got Rob Brindamore behind the bench. Just that guy's a fucking competitor, and that the team. I mean, I will admit how wrong I was when they were playing the first round. I said I think the power surge comes off. I think the power gets shut off, and the Islanders said, "Fuck you, Jim. We're kicking on the generator," and powered it up.
What's kind of cool is that they posted a picture. It said storm or like hurricane warning or whatever, like tracking the hurricane, and it's actually the teams that they've been playing are actually going in order of by their location, like the city. It's actually going up perfectly like a hurricane.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. It's actually on the perfect spots of where a hurricane could potentially hit. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, damn. That's crazy. But yeah, this I'm so happy the Islanders got swept. I fucking hate that fan base so much. Oh, if we were playing in the fucking Collie, it'd be a different series. Shut the fuck up.
Who's better, Nashville or Carolina fan base?
Oh God, I'll take Nashville because they just don't know any better.
Yeah, we I'll take now.
Nashville doesn't know any better. The Islanders have been around for fucking ever, and they act like a bunch of babies.
Baby,
God.
baby, ooh.
Fucking I hate that fan base so much. I didn't think I could. I didn't think I ever had a reason to until this playoffs. I think it has a lot to do with that fucking Borelli from Barstool. Like,
I think it totally does.
Kid's such a fucking baby.
Yeah, well,
such a baby. But yeah,
back.
Yeah, nobody stepped up for the Islanders. I mean, they just didn't have it. I feel bad for Robin, Linné, their goalie. I mean, that guy's fucking done incredible all year. I mean, and then that team just let him down.
Yeah, I have to agree. They just stopped playing. They didn't look like the Islanders of the first round that fucking swept Pittsburgh. I mean, they become, the third or fourth team in NHL history to sweep the first round and then to get swept in the second round. I think it's what it was.
Yeah.
Or sweep a series and they get swept the next series.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. And it was hilarious. I'm glad it happened.
I just can't, Carolina, man, they're looking good. They're looking really good. But I have to ask the same question I asked in the first round. Will this long layoff hurt them going into Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say because, I mean, they went from a 7-game series into a 4-game one, so you almost could say, yes, it kind of balanced out a bit. Did they lose momentum? I don't know. I mean, when we get into the next series, which I assume will be Boston and Columbus, Columbus swept, had a long layoff, and ended up losing the series to Boston, who went 7 in there. So, I don't know. It's hard to say, man. Especially now in the playoffs, it's it's crazy, dude. It just comes down to fucking wanting it, and I think they're just feeling it, man. I mean, they beat the Capitals and they come in, they fucking sweep the Islanders. I think they're just riding too high right now. I think the break's good for them.
I don't know, man. I think this break might actually hurt them.
No, you know who it's good for is Peter Mrazek.
That's actually very true. Yeah, good point.
Because I was with him. I'll say this about the whole playoffs. I think, especially the second round, I think goaltending's been very, very good all around. Obviously in this series, there's a couple 5-2 games, whatever, some goals scored against. But I think the goalies in all have, when their teams won, their goalies have been a huge reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think goaltending's been fucking huge this whole second round. And when Mrazek went down after game 2, or was it game 2 or game 3?
I think it was game 3.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was game 3 because in that Curtis McElhinney, looking at his name, Curtis McElhinney.
Yeah, they were at home when he got hurt, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it was game 3 then.
Yeah, so I was like, man, I don't know much about this McElhinney guy. Mrazek's been on fucking fire. Is goaltending going to be an issue? But this guy stepped in and he did well. But I think if Mrazek is healthy, you're going to go with Mrazek.
Yeah. Well, I think what's funny is people are like, oh, they're fucked without Mrazek. But at the same time, those two goalies split starting goaltending duties the entire season.
Yeah, very true.
They were never riding just one goalie. They were doing pretty well with both goalies. So, I mean...
Yeah, I don't think it was until the last stretch where Mrazek was hot and they were like, all right, we're gonna ride.
Yeah,
they were ride the hot goalie into the playoffs, obviously. So, yeah, I think that's the only probably good thing about the layoff is maybe get him rested and get him back because you're gonna go with him as your starter.
Definitely,
I would assume.
Yeah, I think so too. With that said, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next series. Let's go to Boston, Columbus Blue Jackets. You were correct. You said Boston in 6. I said Boston in 7.
Idiot.
Fuck you. Pretty much plain simple to me, Columbus just ran out of gas.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, series started off, pretty damn even. I mean,
yeah.
Game 1, 3-2 overtime. Went to Boston. Game 2, 3-2. Columbus, double overtime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck, you're coming off they came off a sweep. That's right. I was about to say I thought Columbus went 7, but Boston went 7. Like you just said, Columbus, it looked like they did. They just ran out of gas. And it's I would assume Boston did after playing a 7-game series against Toronto. the first game of the next series is an overtime. The next game's a double overtime. Like, where the fuck do you find the legs for that?
Sometimes, man, when you just keep playing, I think you just keep your legs, you know? I think it's like, at least from my own experience, like, when we had a longer layoff in between games, say, hockey or soccer, like, I thought we played worse. And then when we played a shitload of games, like, in a row or back-to-back games, I thought we actually played better.
Yeah, it's like you're almost run on autopilot a bit. Mm-hmm. Your body doesn't have time to be tired.
Right, especially those fucking high school tournaments where we were playing like back-to-back games. Like those, I thought like we would win those games, and then when we had a break in between games, I think you kind of take your mind off the game a little bit, and you kind of start thinking about other shit, and you're not 100% there by the time the next game starts because you just had this long break, and you're like, damn, I kind of wish like we were done because like you take your body and your mind out of it, you know. While when you play directly back to back, you don't take your body and mind out of it. You're still in that zone still.
Exactly.
And I don't know how you are. Like I feel like I play better in hockey in like the third period, just because I feel like I find my legs and I feel like I'm like, you know, going at my own pace now too.
Yeah, I just play good all 3 periods.
Oh, that's cool. I'm humble at least about it. That's fine. Piece of shit.
I don't take a shit off. Well, you can play good when you don't play that much.
That's why I got the captain.
I'd say, hey, let me take a couple shifts off, coach.
That's why you're the A. That's why I'm the C. It's fine. No big deal.
Winded.
I'm winded.
But then game 3, 2-1, another close game, and then what was game 4?
Game 4, 5, and 6 were all Boston. Boston won the series with those next 3 games. Game 4, Boston won 4-1. Game 5, Boston won 4-3. And then fucking Tortorella jinxing his team.
Yeah.
Jinxing his team. We will win Game 6. The last time he said that in the playoffs, they lost Game 6. And guess what? They lost Game 6 again, 3-0.
Yeah. I mean, dude, so if you look at that Game 5, where it was 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
It was 1-0 Boston after the second. There was no goals in the first, 1 goal in the second. The third period, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals scored in the third period. And I thought, let's see here. Yeah, Boston was down 2-0, made it 2-1. Then it was 3-1, made it 3-2, tied it up 3-3 with about 7 minutes left. And then with like 2.5 minutes left, fucking Pasternak scores for Boston to fucking give them the 4-3 win. So if Columbus would have been able to pull that game out, might be looking at a different series. But yeah, like you said, they ran out of gas, and you could see that in Game 6.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, when David Backes is putting in tap-in goals, beating your defenders wide in a Game 6.
Yeah,
you must be pretty tired. No offense to David Backes, I love the guy. I'm happy for him right now, but he doesn't have the same. I don't think he has the same. Not that I ever had the Jets, but he's actually been. I think he's a big piece to them winning the series. I'm not even being biased.
I think he is too. I mean, fucking. They lost I think the 2 games that they lost, he wasn't in the lineup, right?
No. I don't think he was. Yeah, no, he wasn't. I don't think he even saw the ice in the first round. Maybe a game.
Yeah, if that, and then they put him in. Hey, ever since they put Backes back in the lineup, they've won all 3 of those games. So
yeah, and I know he was effective in that. He played his David Backes hockey. I mean, he went out there and he just gets in the way of people and makes it difficult to score against. And yeah, I'm happy for that guy.
Me too.
Good for DB. But fuck Boston. Can you imagine a Columbus versus Carolina conference finals right now?
Oh, it would have been awesome.
Oh my God, the NBC analysts who love the big market teams should be losing their mind.
What do we talk about?
I don't know what we talk about. What's the big deal with these guys?
Boston last round, even though they're out, it still looks good. We'll see what they do next season. What's LeBron James doing?
Let's talk basketball because we don't know what else to do. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but Boston's they're looking good right now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I said it before the playoffs started. I think Boston's going to be that team that's going to be that really tough team to beat on the Eastern Conference side of things. And
Yeah,
they're looking like Boston. They're looking like the Boston hockey team that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, it's whenever they're doing good in the playoffs, it's like no matter who they have on their team, it's the same like style. It's just like a big, quick, we're all over you fucking team. And then you also got to shout out Tuukka Rask.
Yeah,
playing out of his fucking mind for him.
I can't believe people in Boston like rag on Tuukka Rask. Like that blows my mind.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because he has too many double letters in his first name. I don't know. Like,
hey Tuukka, what the fuck are you doing? All right, like just stay in the fucking net. All right, the wicked pisser.
Yeah, that I don't understand why they don't like him either, but.
It blows my mind. Like he's never had like a season where he's like been like that bad. Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he has 2 Stanley Cups or he has 1 Stanley Cup, right? Was he backing up Thomas? Now that I'm thinking about it,
probably. Yeah, he was backing him up.
Oh fuck! Yeah, he doesn't have a Stanley Cup with them then, does he?
He was a backup.
Like
well,
starting.
I mean, if he's starting, no.
Why did I think he had like 2?
No, he's just got the one from 2011.
Gotcha. Oh, whatever.
But yeah.
Like he's still a good fucking goaltender. I mean, like.
Yeah, I don't know why people are all up his ass so much. Like.
I don't get it either.
It's Boston.
We've heard even AR even talk about it. It's like Tuukka is a great goaltender. He's even like, why do we rag on him? Like.
Yeah. I don't know. Makes no sense, but I don't know if Columbus can make another run next year. See all like the fucking free agent problems they're gonna have.
Oh my god, dude! Them and it was them. What other team that just got eliminated? Like they have a shitload of free agents like coming up too. It was Columbus, and I thought there was another team that I think it was the Islanders. Actually,
yeah.
Islanders are going to be a completely different team next year.
Yeah, I mean, look at this UFAs for fucking Columbus. Sergei Bobrovsky, which I think if they're smart, they go after him.
Panarin,
they keep him. Keith Kincaid, Adam McQuaid, Ryan Zingle, Matt Duchene, Artemi Panarin. I don't think they're able to keep Panarin unless they promise they can keep one of those other big forwards.
Right.
I mean, Panarin has no reason to want to. He's not going to want to be the guy. Like if they only get Panarin, like if they're like we can only get you, he's going to be like no deal because he doesn't want to be the guy who has to sit around for 4 more, 5 more years and watch him try to rebuild around him.
Right.
He's like, no, I want to go somewhere.
Let's see here. All right, here I'm going to read off the New York Islanders free agents real quick. Jordan Eberle, Brock Nelson, Anders Lee, Filppula, Seidenberg, Robert Lehner, Sabissa, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Spisa?
Yeah, something like that.
Ho-Sang, John Stevens, Steven Gianta, Michael Del Colli, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And Anthony Beaver. I don't fucking know. Fuck these names. So I'm not a teacher. That's your whole like fucking reason why the Islanders were so good this year. All those players, even their goaltending to the defense to the wingers. I mean, you're losing your playoff team. Like next year, the Islanders are going to be back at the bottom of the NHL. Like if they don't, like they're not going to be able to sign all these players. I mean, Jordan Eberle's a $6 million cap hit this year. Brock Nelson's a 4.2 this year. Anders Lee was 3.7. Filppula 2.7. Seidenberg 1.1. That's not bad for Seidenberg, honestly. Robin Lehner, he has a $1.5 million cap hit. That's gonna fucking go up next year. Like,
yeah, it's not looking good for those two teams.
No, not at all. Like,
I think it might be better for Columbus. Like, I think Columbus is able to probably sign Bobrovsky, probably that defenseman McQuaid, and maybe one of those 3 forwards out of Duchene. Actually, probably either Duchene or that Zingle. I think they'll be okay, but if there's no way if they sign Panarin, who's going to get a 10-year, a 10 mil a year contract, I would assume.
No way. Like,
I bet he does.
Like, you think he does?
I bet he does.
Man,
I bet he does. If fucking Jack
honestly,
Eichel's sitting in Buffalo with $10 million, I think he gets it. I bet he gets. If he doesn't get $10 million, he gets like 9.5.
man, like if he does, like this is where like I love Vladimir Tarasenko. Vladimir Tarasenko is a $10 million hockey player, and he took a fucking pay cut to fucking win.
Yeah,
That's a fucking hockey player. That's a guy who just wants to win. And I think Panarin legit wants to win. And that's why I don't see him taking the big deal.
Well,
I could see him being a player to take a pay cut.
The only reason I think the $10 million will be fair is just because of how much the cap has increased since Tarasenko's contract.
That's true.
Tarasenko's
That's a good
contract
point.
is probably equivalent to like a $10 million contract probably right now. But back then, like the cap was lower. The Blues also didn't have, I guess they really didn't have the money to probably go 10 mil for him.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know if Tarasenko would have got much more from another team.
At the time, do you think he would now?
Now that's so tough to say because people are like, they look at fucking points and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, well, he's kind of digressed. Shut up, he hasn't.
He's actually been like fucking averaged. Like, I mean, like,
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's average. I'm just saying like he's actually averaged out almost the same amount of points every single season. Like,
right,
especially in goal. Like, I look at goals more than I do points because he's a fucking goal scorer. But the fact that he's getting more assists every year, his assist numbers are actually going up, which is like, to me, if I'm like a coach and I see that, I'm like, he's evolved his game and he's even better than what he used to be. Like,
you can go back to his time in the KHL and look at his goals and assists every year from probably his first year in the KHL. They're almost equal. It's like 30-30, 40-40, like 37-36. Like, they're all like, because he's that like versatile of a player. He can pass the puck. He can put the puck in the net. He probably put more goals up if he didn't pass the puck as much. That's probably the one thing he just needs to work on is be a little more selfish, start ripping it. But yeah, like the guy put another 33-goal season up, and he put up a shit ton of them. Had in the second part of a season, like, just took a while for this fucking team to click. Like, if the team was clicking all year, he would have had 49 goals this year.
Yep,
easily. So, but yeah, I really think Panarin will end up with 10 just because of how much the cap like has grown, and some of the other players that are getting big contracts. Like I said, that like Jack Eichel's a really good player. He's making 10 mil in Buffalo, but I think that's going to bite them in the ass the same way. Well, actually, I was going to say the same way McDavid's contract's going to bite the Oilers, but that's not even fair to say because McDavid deserves like $900 million a year and probably like a free therapist for having to deal with so much bullshit there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That poor fucking guy. I think it's going to turn around for him though. I think they made some coaching changes, whatever. But we'll get into that in the offseason, I'm sure. But yeah, I think Panarin gets a good contract.
Where do you think he goes? I have a city in mind. I have a team in mind that I could actually see him ending up at.
So, my buddy Mikey is like huge on Panarin being a guy that wants to go play in a big city, and he's like, he's going to fucking New York. And I'm like, everybody says they're going to fucking New York.
I don't think he's going to New York.
I don't think he does either. I honestly, I really don't have a team that I really think he would go to. Like, I wish we could fucking afford him. That'd be incredible. I know we can't, but oh man, I don't know. I'd have to like look at teams like cap spaces and stuff, but like if I had to say teams that it'd be good for them to pick up, I'd say like Nashville would be a good team for him. Like, that would help Nashville a shit ton more offensively. Dallas. I could see the Rangers, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't know.
I think
Seattle.
I think a team that a lot of people don't see coming. I think Florida. They got Joe Quenneville down there, and Panarin. Yeah. And Panarin has said how much he loved playing for Joel Quenneville. And Joe Quenneville even went on record after they traded Panarin. He said this is one of the worst trades we've ever made. Like, I'm against this trade 100%. He said that to the fucking media. So that was when all the fucking tension between him and Bowman were
going on.
Yeah. So
I could see that too. There were I remember people talking about that, like, oh, Florida which honestly it probably wouldn't be. I think he'd probably like it, but I think he also wants to win. Like he was winning with Chicago kind of, and then he had this taste of success in Columbus. Like I don't know if he wants to take a step back, and I don't know how close Florida is to like being a playoff team.
They're on the rise, and I remember like towards the end of the season they started to kind of turn their game around. I think they just missed the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. I thought they were getting pretty close, like. And then I think they kind of were like, all right, we're rebuilding still. Like,
yeah, I think they got to find a goalie before anything. Like, Luongo's like their main goalie. I don't know who they have in their system.
He did very well, but he keeps getting hurt. Like,
yeah, he's old, man. He's getting older. Like, I don't know. Like, that's tough. I could see him going there for Quenneville. I think that'd be huge. But I don't know where this guy ends up. Maybe he stays with Columbus. Maybe he does. Maybe he does take the cut and wants to help with this team, because if they're able to keep like if they're able to keep the goalie, Panarin, and that McQuaid, I think they'll still be fine.
Yeah. Well, I will still to this day never understand Florida not protecting Marchand. Like, I will still never understand that at all. If I was a Florida Panthers fan, I would be fucking livid. Like.
I guess I got it at the time because he really, like, I don't think he was the player he is now in
I remember
Vegas, but like that guy can play.
Dude, the 2 seasons that like he was with Florida, like before the expansion draft, he was having a hell of a year. I think he was an all-star like with Florida in this last year. Like
probably.
Like, I just remember him blowing up, and I do remember him because thank you very much, Marchand. You won me my fantasy league that year because you were a fucking stud and you were just a sleeper pick. But that's one of the reasons why I know he did so well, that he had like a 70-point year that year. And that's when I saw that he wasn't being protected. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that was the year they made the playoffs, too. And I'm like, he's like the whole reason why you made the playoffs. Like him and Huberdeau. Like,
Yeah, that guy's a stud for Vegas. That guy's a fucking workhorse. I would love to have him on the team.
And that's how he was for Florida. Like, that's what I blows my mind. Like, when I saw that, I think I texted you immediately. I'm like, how was he not protected? I think I was the person I did text.
You texted me this playoffs because I was like, this fucking guy is incredible. And you were like, how did Florida not protect him? And I was like, I have no idea. Because that guy's a fucking horse.
Yeah. Like, you're telling me there's at least like another player that like they could have left unprotected, and if he would have gotten taken, like it would have been like not the biggest deal in the world, you know?
That's Florida for you, man.
Yeah, no shit. All right, since we got a little off topic with these free agent talks and
yep, a little bit.
Sorry, we're Blues fans. We're not used to like still talking playoff hockey right now, but
yeah, no kidding.
So, Eastern Conference Finals, Boston, Carolina. Who you got in how many games?
This is tough, man. I see either a Boston, like, 4 or 5 game win, or it going, like, 7, and then I don't know who would win. You know, like, I either see Boston just fucking taking it to Carolina somehow. And not because Carolina's bad, but I just see, like, it'll just be one of those things where it's like, fuck. Like, the gas just ran out, the luck ran out, everything runs out for Carolina. But, oh, man. I'm going to go 7 Carolina. I think we get a Cinderella story of a Stanley Cup Finals this year.
Wow.
Yep, I'm going with the story. I'm going with good booking.
I'm going with good booking. Yeah. And, you know, fucking Blues San Jose, I mean, whoever goes to the Stanley Cup Final, if it's against Carolina, it's an automatic storybook. Like, it's automatic, like Cinderella Stanley Cup. Obviously, it's more of a Cinderella for us. But
Right.
Just as a hockey fan in general, whoever wins the Western Conference Finals, it's a Cinderella story. Because, I mean, they never won. Joe Thornton's last year. You know, there's a lot of story, a lot of history going.
Mm-hmm.
But, fucking, I got Boston in 6. At the beginning of the playoffs, I said Boston was going to win every series in 7. And they're going to go to the Cup after winning 7 straight games. Now that I see that it's Carolina, I'm putting it to 6. I think Carolina gets at least 2. I don't know, man. Just looking back at past history on, like, especially the NHL playoffs, teams that sweep in the early rounds do not do well in the next round. Like,
yeah,
sweeping sometimes is not a good thing in hockey.
No, it's really not. Like, it's cool. Like, you're like, all right, cool, that was easy and over with. But yeah, it's like, oh man, like if you're winning the Cup, you're going through hell.
Yeah,
like you're going through fucking war. And Boston's been doing that, so yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna get ballsy again. I'm gonna say Carolina wins, and it's gonna be 7, and that would be fucking intense.
Mm-hmm.
Should I go the extra mile and say Game 7 overtime? Oh, I don't know. No, I won't do that.
No, I won't do that. I was making my video for that Blues video I made, and I was rewatched it just to like make sure there was all the cuts were good and everything like was smoothly. I was getting nervous watching. I'm like, I know what the fuck happens. Why am I getting nervous again? Like,
I watched the replay of the game and was like nervous.
Right.
Like on like the wraparound thing with Ben, I was like, oh my god. I was like, it doesn't go in, Jim. What the fuck?
Got to good old Bombers, and after that game, and fucking McVay comes up to me and he's like, dude, that fucking save that Binnington made, how close was that puck crossing the line in that second overtime when that Stars wrapper? I'm like, I fucking forgot about that. Now I'm stressed again. Like,
yeah, you're like, oh my god, we almost lost. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is gonna be a good series, though. I hope it is. Like, even if Boston wins, I hope it's like a battle of like, you know, a good 5-6 game series where like Carolina puts up a good effort, even if they lose. Like, it's not like because I'd hate to see them just get like steamrolled.
Right.
You know, it's like, fuck.
I don't want to see it either. Though. They've been too much fun to watch.
They really have, man. So much fun. Bunch of fucking jerks. And that fucking arena, holy shit, they're loud.
Love it, dude. I would argue that Blues might have one of the loudest arenas of this playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
Love it. Love it. We never really had that.
Through the TV. Yeah. Yeah, so fucking loud. I love it.
I love how we keep like adding like little Blues comments into everything we're talking about.
I know.
All right, that does it for the Eastern Conference. Let's jump over to San Jose, Colorado. Let's look back. Let's see. We both had Colorado winning. You had Colorado in 7. I had Colorado in 6.
I was almost right.
Yeah.
I was almost right. Ah, man. What a series, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of all over the place.
It was, and it was very up and down, and at times, even last night, man, to me, I think there's a lot of holes in San Jose's game, and I'm not taking any credit away from what they have accomplished in this playoffs, but I don't think that it is nearly as tough as a road as the Blues have had.
No, I don't think so either, because some of these games, it's like, holy shit, San Jose just looks fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm. But then the other team in Colorado, like last night, they played like shit for 2 periods, and then here they are in the 3rd period flying around. Like,
yeah, I think like there's a lot of holes in their game. Like they can go up on you, but like you can fight back.
Yeah,
like which is what the Blues have fucking done all playoffs.
Right.
We've seen them do that. So,
and if they're not playing well in front of Martin Jones, I mean, it's almost open season. Like,
I don't know, man. He's been pretty good.
He's been good, but man, he still lets in those weak. It feels like a Jake Allen situation over there. Like, he will make these big saves, and then you'll let these squeakers pop in, and these goals that he should be making the saves on. Like in Game 6 in that double overtime win by Colorado, he should have had that puck.
Oh yeah, that was just that one that just flicked right through him. He was like, "What in the fuck was that?"
Yeah, you can't let that go in, man. Not on that double overtime.
That was bad, but yeah, he's made big saves though. So yeah, but I agree with him. I mean, he hasn't been perfect, but It's been better. That first round, he was like terrible.
Yeah, he was.
First round, he was brutal. He picked it up, but yeah, congrats to San Jose. I was kind of pulling for Colorado. I don't know why. I think I just like watching that fucking McKinnon and Landeskog. I mean, that McKinnon's just so fucking fast. That kid just turned it on for the playoffs. Like, I mean, he's been good. He's good all year, but like when that kid gets the puck, he can do whatever he wants.
Right.
He's so fast. I'm just like, holy shit, this kid is fucking incredible. Like, I actually don't hate Colorado for once in a long time for some reason. I don't know why.
See, I didn't like him, but I was pulling for them just because I thought the Blues-Colorado series would just be a bloodbath.
Yeah, so did I. Well, like, we've talked about it, like, last week, I think the week before, like, every game we've played against them the last, like, few years during the season is just, like, a playoff game.
Yep.
It would have just been a fucking war.
Well, it's funny to me. It's like everyone's like, we have redemption now against the Sharks. I'm like, it would have been redemption for us against Colorado. They beat us in the Western Conference Finals in 2001.
Yep, sure would have. Yeah, I'm a little bit. I feel a little bit better than playing San Jose.
Yeah, I'm not nervous at all. Like going into this next series, I wasn't nervous against Dallas though either, and then Dallas made me nervous.
Yeah, the only thing that did make me nervous is Joe Pavelski comes back from fucking staples in his head and puts up a goal and an assist last night. So it's like, son of a bitch, damn it, Joe Pavelski.
Hey, at least he came back last game and not game one. They would have had more momentum, I think, if he came back in game one.
Yeah, definitely, especially at home. Like, oh, Pavelski's back for the next round. Now it's like, okay, he came back last round, you guys won. Yada yada.
So that's the first thing I popped in my mind last time. Like, yes, he's back tonight, not game one. Nice,
yeah,
nice.
They're San Jose's good though. I mean, they got. It seems like they're starting to click. I mean, fucking Couture, Big Joe, Pavs. I mean, it looks like Burns is kind of getting into playoff Burns, which I don't like.
No, but you know who doesn't look very good is Erik Karlsson.
No, he does not. He needs to cut his fucking hair, probably.
Dude, he hasn't looked. I mean, he looks like Erik Karlsson at the beginning of the year again, like when he was like playing really bad. Like,
yeah, I mean, the guy does have 12 assists, which is pretty fucking good. But
he kind of reminds me a little Pietrangelo. Very good offensively, but defensively, I don't think he's very sound. Like,
yeah, he just hasn't looked the same.
But, I mean, other than that, I mean, like you said, Logan Couture looks like a fucking stud right now. Thomas Hertl's clutch.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
Thomas, I love that Thomas Hertl, man. His post-game interviews, that guy just loves hockey.
Right.
And I love it. Like, people are like, well, you fucking talking good about San Jose? We're about to play him. Shut up. We like hockey. And Thomas Hertl fucking loves hockey. That guy does interviews and he's just smiling, talking in broken English, just like rambling out the mouth, basically cutting like a promo about how much he loves the city and like the game and his teammates. It's like, son of a bitch, you're such a likable guy.
Dude, he is. That's what they were.
But I hope you play like shit.
Bissonnette was talking about that on the last Chicklets. He was like, dude, Thomas Hertl's so much fun to listen to talk.
Yeah. He's a hell of a guy. They got some good guys. Like I like him. I like Burns. Like Burns is a hell of a guy on that team. He doesn't play a very cheap game for a big guy who could play probably a little bit cheap. But
I think he played. Personally, now that you bring that up, I thought he played very cheap when he was younger, and I think he's kind of matured his game a little bit. And I think he just plays a hard-nosed game. But I remember in the Western Conference Finals against us a couple of years ago, there was a play. There was like a scrum in front of our net, I think it was. No, it was in front of San Jose's net. And there's a couple players on the ground, and Steen was like on the ground, like on the ice. And I remember just seeing like Burns was like getting up like off the ice and he's on his knees. And I remember Burns, I mean, just takes a fucking stiff jab right into fucking Steen's like ribs. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Like,
it's playoff hockey.
I know. Look back on it now, I'm like, it's just playoff hockey.
He either could have taken a shot at his head or give him a little rib shot. So. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. I think he was a little bit like dirtier, but I think he just felt like he had to be because he was the young kid. Right. He was the guy that could go out there and do it. Why have the older guys do that shit, you know? And he's a big boy, so he's got to play his role. But yeah, he's matured his game. So like the way he handles himself out there and just his style, like so much over, like, it's why he's been a fucking goddamn what's the trophy? Norris fucking contender.
Yep.
Top guy the last fucking 3 or 4 years. The guy's fucking incredible. He's got great beard, great hair, and horrible teeth, and a hot wife.
And he can play right wing if you really need him to.
Yeah, that guy's a fucking. I mean, shit. He's like everything you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck them. I hope they play like shit.
But back on what you said about Burns, now that I'm more and more I think about it, it's just maybe in a way he played a bit of a hard-nosed game, maybe more of an aggressive, maybe a little cheap at times way. But then I think he's earned the respect around the NHL, and I think he's cooled it down on that play just because he's I got the respect.
He doesn't have to do that. If it's probably a young kid getting in there that wants to fucking get tough with him, he'll be like, all right, I guess I'll have to teach you a lesson. But yeah, right. I think the guys know. It's almost like O'Reilly. When Ryan O'Reilly crashes the net, nobody really bumps him around too much because they really don't. They respect because they know he's not going in hard at the goalie to hurt the goalie or to do anything bad. It's just they know that's the way he plays. I mean, and the guy takes 4 penalties a year, if that. He's not cheap. He doesn't go around hooking, slashing guys. Or a defenseman in front of the net. They just know he plays a hard style game. He's going to come in the net hard. He's going to have to stop, maybe spray the goalie a bit, but he's not. He has no ill intention, at least from my point of view. So I think
I think you could say the same thing about Tarasenko in a way that not a lot of people go after him, and if he is involved in a scrum, he's the one. He's getting himself involved, right, or he's starting it. But nobody really goes up to him or O'Reilly,
no,
at all. And if anybody's going to anybody on that line, it's whoever they're playing with, and at times Shen or Perron, and it's well, yeah, Perron's a little weasel, so of course,
right, yeah.
And Shen's just I want to win,
Yeah, Shen's I'll take the beating.
Yeah.
You're going to whoop my ass, but I'm getting back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, congrats to San Jose. Moving on.
Before we move on, just want to real quick, we ran down the other games. San Jose, of course, winning 7 games. Game 1, 5-2 San Jose. Game 2, Colorado, 4-3. Game 3, 4-2 San Jose. Game 4, 3-0 Colorado. Game 5, San Jose 2-1. Game 6, Colorado in overtime 4-3. And Game 7, San Jose 3-2 after going up 2-0 in that game.
Yeah, that was back and forth all series.
Yeah, it was that was. I think that was the closest series. Even though our series went 7 games, the Blues figured out Dallas. I don't think the last 2 games were close at all. I mean,
not at all.
They were. Game 7 was, but the Blues dominated that game. If Ben Bishop isn't in that net, it's a different game. But Colorado, San Jose, that was so back and forth, and to me, that's very telling. And I think San Jose, let's be honest, San Jose should not be in this round. Let's be completely honest. If that fucking 5-minute major from the first round, if that doesn't happen, that's a Vegas Colorado series. It really is. And let's look back even before the season started. San Jose was fucking cold going into the playoffs, and I think they have gotten lucky so far. And San Jose, legitimately, San Jose reminds me of the 2016 Blues, where they were kind of went into the playoffs a little cold, and we kind of should have played a little better in some games, and then right. I think we got lucky a little bit here and there, a little puck luck, and then we got shut down in the Western Conference Finals, and we got tired. And honestly, man, San Jose looked tired at the end of in the third period last night. They really looked tired, and there was another 7-game series for them, and I don't know. We'll see, but that's just what it seems like to me.
Yeah, it's crazy because the Blues, I thought we started to look tired in the Dallas series a bit until Game 6, where it was oh, okay, a kick in the ass. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully San Jose's coming in a little tired, and we're coming in a little fired up to start the series. So,
right.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I just pulled up the stats from that overtime game from Colorado and San Jose. I mean, the score itself here, the back and forth, this whole series. I mean, literally, the game started with a Colorado goal in the second. Goals went Colorado, San Jose, Colorado, San Jose, Colorado, San Jose, Colorado in overtime. Like,
that's crazy.
Can you imagine being a fan of that in that series of one of those teams?
That was kind of like Game 3 for Blues and Stars.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man.
But, yeah, I mean, Colorado, and here's the thing I think the Blues have in their favor just moving forward is the fact that we have depth for once. We have depth in all 4 of our lines, even to our benched players right now, our healthy scratches. Yep. Even on defense, we have depth. San Jose and Colorado, I don't think have 4 full lines like that, and I don't think they have healthy scratches that they can just be like, okay, you can come in and make a difference, like how Fabry and Sammy Blais have had.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see.
I agree with you.
Who you have, San Jose or not? Never mind. Duh. That series is over.
Yeah, that's San
Jose or Colorado, but never mind.
I was gonna say real quick, just for Colorado. I don't want to harp on off-season stuff too much, but I think it's gonna be us, Winnipeg, Nashville, and Colorado fighting for the top 3 now, with the addition of this fucking Cale Makar kid on defense for Colorado.
Oh yeah,
that guy played fucking incredible in the playoffs for a fucking. I don't know how old he is, 20, maybe 19, 20, I don't fucking know. And he comes in, his first taste of NHL is playoffs, and that kid's special. And I think that I think they realize, oh shit, we kind of are starting to get a defense now. And so I kind of am excited about. I'm kind of to see Colorado back in the mix for us. Maybe, hopefully they can help bump out like a Winnipeg or get Nashville the fuck out of the
I don't think it's going to be San Jose. I don't think it's going to be San Jose or Winnipeg with us. I think it's going to be Blues.
You mean Winnipeg or Nashville?
No, I think it's going to be Blues, Dallas, and Colorado. I think those are going to be your top 3 teams. Like,
I like that. I like it.
Because, I mean, look at all the rookies that Dallas had that played very well in that last series. Dallas is going to be a fucking tough team in the next few years.
That fucking, like, Mikko Haskinen guy, that 19-year-old defenseman, holy shit. That guy's a stud. That guy might fuck us in some games next year.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas might be Stanley Cup winners in the next couple of years.
Yeah, The Central is starting to build. I mean, it already is, I think, the toughest, best division in the NHL. And now it's just getting even crazier.
Chicago's fucked.
Yeah, dude. There's gonna be what sucks is there's gonna be a team, whether it's like us or Colorado, Nashville, or somebody that like ends up like in the wild card or like somehow misses a wild card, and it's not going to be fair because of like just how good the fucking division is.
Right. And on top of all that, with Winnipeg's having some issues in the locker room. I think
probably
that's
those stupid fucking jerseys they have.
I think that's going to be like a big thing. That's never a good thing. Like to have issues like this, and especially the way Winnipeg was having them. And Nashville, to me, their window's closing. I think it's closing. I don't think they're going to keep it up.
I think so too.
PK Subban's getting older. Unfortunately, I think his time is kind of running out as like a all-star defenseman in the NHL.
Yeah.
His play, I think this year's kind of went down. See who else in Nashville.
Who's that guy that they brought over from like Philly or something, like at the trade deadline?
Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, Wayne Simmons. He's not gonna. They brought him in to help them through the playoffs, and he didn't do jack shit.
No, not at all.
That guy, and then they brought. There was another guy though, another forward. Oh man, what was his name? You know who I'm talking about?
Granlund, wasn't it?
Yeah, Marcus Granlund, he's a good player. I don't know how old he is, but I mean, they brought over pieces to try to win this year, and it didn't happen. And I'm with you. I think they're gonna have to start rebuilding. I mean, they got good pieces. I can't think of that young kid's name. He's like number 9 or something for them. What's his name? The fuck's that fucker's name?
For Nashville?
Real skilled.
Forsberg?
Yeah, Forsberg. I mean, he's a good player, but They got a lot of. I think they're going to have a lot of rebuilding to do after next year.
Yeah,
I think they'll be all right next year, but after next season, it's going to be like, okay,
it's closing. Their window's closing, man. Like,
yeah.
And I don't know. I just don't see it anymore. Like this year, man. Like, they were not a good team in the second half of this year. I mean,
No,
they
not
got
at all.
majority of those points they got in the first half of the year, and they did not move in the standings. And that just shows you how far apart they were from everybody else. Same for Winnipeg. Winnipeg, I don't think, played a really good second half of hockey either. And you can't keep relying on Pekka Rinne, and he's getting older. Like,
yeah, and he played amazing this year.
yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason I think. And yeah, like you said, he's getting older. The guy can't do much more for that team. Almost feel bad for the guy. They should have got him a cup, like with how good that guy plays.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care. Fuck them. Watch their fans go back into their fucking shanties and fucking ride their horses off to the sunset and not be fans anymore.
Right. So anyway, before we get into our Blues talk portion of Hockey Talks, want to throw it over to one of our sponsors real quick, Mr. Kyle Fauché.
What's up, everybody? Kyle Fauché here to tell you about my brand new podcast, the Going Off Topic podcast, brought to you by the Anything But Credible Network. On Going Off Topic, I look at all forms of media, from different real and theoretical angles that you don't usually hear about. From movies, to TV, to music, to sports, to gaming, to anything really. You never know what the topic will be, but you're guaranteed a new angle and a different conversation about it, that's for sure. You can find Going Off Topic anywhere and everywhere that you get your podcasts. Check out our social media feeds on Facebook, Going Off Topic with Kyle Fauché, on Twitter, going_off_topic, and don't forget about anythingbutcredible.com, where you can find everything for the pod, including the written blog post. That's right, we're carrying over the Going Off Topic blog to anythingbutcredible.com too. So check it all out there, and I'll catch you on the next topic.
All right. Tricky Stoutsy here from the Offended Podcast. It's our Blues talk of Hockey Talks now. We're here. We're in the Western Conference Finals, baby.
Oof. God.
Right?
What a series.
What a fucking series.
Fucking a heart attack of a series.
You're telling me, dude. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I love it, though.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. For those that have been listening to this whole show, we normally put this on our Blues portions of the show. We put it on our Facebook page. So with that being said, if you're tuning in on our Facebook page, we talked about the other playoff series that happened in the second round before this. And if you want to check that out, just go download our show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Offended, subscribe, follow, give us a 5-star rating. But Blues, man, holy shit. Just GLORIA, man. Y98 playing GLORIA for 24 hours straight. It's fucking awesome.
Love it. I think everybody's just playing it.
Yeah.
You got to, man. I mean, I'm loving everything about this playoffs with the Blues. Like it's I'm not going to say it's up and down, but it's just been war, man. It's been a battle, and if you're going to get there, if you're going to keep moving on, especially if it's going to end up being your first time, it's going to be a fucking war.
Yep.
And I don't think I'd want it any other way. Like, honestly, like, I know it's stressful for everybody, and people are probably like, oh, what we should be doing that. No, man, like, I love everything about this. It just adds to it. It just adds to the grit and the toughness of how fucking hard this trophy is to win, man.
I completely agree. Blues winning a 7-game series against Dallas. I mean,
again,
yeah. Which scares me, but last time our predictions, you said Blues in 6, I said Blues in 5.
Yeah, and I believe you even went on record as saying I wouldn't be surprised if we sweep, which wasn't like the worst take, honestly.
I mean, if you take like the way Dallas played like in the last series, I mean, they struggled with a struggling Nashville team. But again, this is the Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, Things are going to be different. I was not nervous going in and playing Dallas, and I will say it again, I am not nervous going into the next round at all. Like, yeah. And then I say that, and then I'm going to be fucking nervous, like puck drop on game 1.
And honestly, like, we didn't play our best hockey the first few games of this series either.
No, we didn't. The first game we won, I thought we stole from Dallas, personally.
Yeah, I think so too.
What was the? I'm drawing a blank on the score.
It was 3-2.
3-2, yeah. Yeah, because that Robbie Fabry goal to kick everything off, it was kind of like, how did that go in? Like, thank you, Bishop. I guess you're rooting for the Blues because you're from St. Louis, because you should have had that. Like, the one goal that I think Bishop should have had, it should have been that goal.
Yeah, that one, and maybe the Tarasenko power play one that went 5-hole, but I think that's just a hell of a good shot by Tarasenko too. Like, you can go that one, like, should have saved it, but smart shot by Tarasenko going, oh, this guy's a little shaky low. I mean, honestly, Bishop, the first couple games, like, the goals he were letting in, it was like, okay, this, like, we were just scoring, like, low, like, kind of, not, I wouldn't call them fluke goals, but it was like, Ben Bishop should save those.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why we shoot high on Bishop. I mean, he drops down and gives up so much space up top because he's so fucking tall. Like,
yeah.
But, fucking that Tarasenko's third goal in that game 1 might be the goal of the playoffs. I mean, that power move to the, like, just to put the puck in the perfect top titty city, baby. I mean,
he did. The Blues did a horrible job celebrating the big goals.
Yeah.
Between him and Maroon's goal, I was like, because when Tarasenko made that move, he tried it earlier and got poke checked, and then did the same fucking thing and realized he's going to poke check me. Watch this. Boom, top corner. And he was like, and he looked at the ref like, it's in, right? And I was like, no, just start celebrating, man. I like popped up. I was like, what are you doing? Celebrate.
Yeah, he went backhand, forehand. I mean, just pulled it back on the goal, pulled it back on Bishop. I mean, just tucked it right on it. I mean, what a goal.
Beauty of a goal.
Absolute beauty. Then you go to game 2, and I think the Stars were all over us. We couldn't keep up.
Yeah, the games like we lost, this whole series, like the games that we lost or the goals we were giving up were just because we couldn't get the puck out, and our defense kept turning the puck over right to the middle to an open guy, and it was just like, what are you doing? Everybody was up Binnington's ass about goals. He was like, oh, Binnington, you just can't stop. It's like, dude, like, look at the goals Dallas scored pretty much this whole series, and a lot of them are scored right there in front of the net. We talked about this last episode, that they're because either guys are getting left wide open or because our D and forward aren't coming to pick up the guys trying to pick up the trash on after a 2-3 save rebound from Binnington. You know, it was, he did everything he could. It's just he wasn't getting that extra support near the crease.
Right, and on top of that, I kept calling these goals that were scored against us, the goals that Dallas was scoring. To me, it was like, it's an NHL 19 goal. I mean, you leave, like, your defensive players out of position, and you're leaving the guy wide open in the slot. I mean, he's right in front of the net. He's going to score that goal every time.
Yeah, like, it's like the gimme 2-on-1 breakaway in NHL 19.
Yeah, it really was. Or you wrap around the net, you turn to the defenseman, you can start controlling the defenseman, you chase him around the net, and guess what? One of those forwards moves in front of the net where it's wide open, gets that one-timer, taps the puck in. It's a legit a video game goal. Like, it's maybe NHL 19 is realistic. I don't know. Fuck.
Maybe it is. But yeah, it was that game scared me because I was like, holy fuck, we look terrible. We can't move the puck out. I think that was a game where, like, the last 10 minutes we decided to start playing hockey, and it was like, you guys play that fucking way for the other 50 minutes of the game, you're giving yourself a shot, but you can't play. It's like we were playing 10 minutes of a game, the ones that we lost, and it was like, man, you can't do that.
No, not at all. And, like, it was almost like Dallas has figured out, right? And we couldn't figure out Dallas. And, like, they were just moving the puck around us. They were smoother. They were faster. And then we go to game 3. Game 3, Blues, I thought, played a better game, but I thought Dallas played a very sloppy game. But then here comes the third period, and it's just goal, 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 goal. Like, one after another. Like, we would score Dallas a match. We would score Dallas a match. Like,
Yeah, majority of that game was like you said, the Blues played better, but both teams still looked sloppy. It was like a sloppy hockey game. But the third period is where where both teams kind of just started to fucking just go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that game sucked. That fucking shorthanded goal they got, which I think we talked about last time, where there should have been a tripping call on Shen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because he got tripped and had to, he tried to push the puck out to the point and ended up going through. They had a guy breaking 2-on-1, blam, blam, whatever. That sucked. That was a killer. I was like, holy fuck, of course. I'm like, it was like every bounce was going Dallas's way. It was just like we couldn't have any puck luck.
No, we couldn't. We couldn't at all. I mean, and then, we can't leave this out. Lindell flopping around in Game 3.
You know.
Oh, yeah, Bortuzzo. Oh, you know. Get in the fucking box,
he looks like a shitty villain sidekick in a movie.
Who? Lindell.
Lindell. That bomb. What an embarrassment to the game. That's what a lot of players were saying. That's just embarrassing, man.
Yeah.
Some fucking pride.
I just love how fucking Whitney on Spittin' Chicklets, Whitney's like, I was in my beds when I was sick, and I see the first one happen, I'm like, come on, buddy. And then I see the second one, I started to rise up, and I see the third one, it jumped me out of my fucking bed. I'm like, where's my phone? I gotta fucking tweet about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. And you know what? He ended up costing that fucking Dallas the game.
Yep. He took another dive because Maroon barely tapped him on the,
it was a push-off.
Yeah.
It was a push-off to get open.
Yep. And
flops.
Yep. Maroon gets the puck, puts in the top corner. Maroon's like, did it go in? Did it go in?
He didn't celebrate either. And I was like,
he did. He did.
Well,
though.
It took him a second. I was like, put the hands up, kid. It went in.
But I kind of like that, though. Make sure it's in. Make sure that's a goal.
Yeah, well, I think it went in. I think Thomas might have been standing there too. Or Bozak took an extra hack, fucking put it in there again. I don't fucking know because nobody did anything. I was like, Patty, what are you doing? That was that third period was fucking wild because then Petro with that slap shot one timer.
Yeah,
and right before that, I was like, oh, I guess Petro's just gonna play all 2 minutes of the power play, and then because he made that stupid fuck pass at the blue line that they got the puck out. Then we came back in and he got the one-timer goal. But I was like, oh, I guess we're just leaving this fuckhead out there. Then he scores, and I was like, well, fuck me.
Fuck me. But then the end of the game, Dallas almost came back and tied that game again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Maroon scored with about, let's see here. He scored at the 18:22 mark, so about a minute and a half. Yeah. A little more in the game. And, they almost came down fucking tying it up.
I was just like, Jesus Christ, Blues, you got to play. I was like, I remember just sitting there, I looked at Katie, and I was just like, Blues need to play better if they want to win this series. But I'll take that win, but they need to play better. Yeah. Then the next two games, Dallas was flying, and the Blues just could not keep up, at all. And Ben Bishop came alive.
Game 4 looked a lot like Game 2, where Dallas had us figured out, and we couldn't figure them out. I think that was another game where we played I think they scored an empty netter in Game 4, maybe.
I think they did.
Or was it just 4-2?
I think they did score an empty netter, if I'm not mistaken.
See here. No.
They didn't.
No, it just they put up 4, but it was like Game 2. We just couldn't. They had us figured out, and we just couldn't find it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Game 5, the Blues, I thought that was the first game and the first loss of the postseason for me, anyways, that I was legitimately pissed off, actually angry at the Blues. I thought that was one of the most piss poor efforts I've ever seen by the Blues in Game 5. I mean, You played 2 periods of just you didn't look like they won it. The stars were flying; they were all over us. We couldn't figure it out, and I thought the Blues looked like shit. I really did. I thought the Blues looked like dog shit. And we get that one goal in the third period.
Mm-hmm.
But,
it was another game where we decided to play 10 minutes of hockey.
Yeah.
And, 2-1 game, shot up, Jordan Bennington, he kept us in that fucking game.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
He gave us, Even with those like 4-2 games we lost, like he was making huge saves and we just weren't doing anything.
Mm-hmm. And in that game, in Game 5, I thought only Schwartz and Thomas were our good skaters, and I thought Binnington was phenomenal. I thought aside from those three, I'm like, does anybody else want this? Like,
oh, and everybody just looked so off. Like, no, it was like we were stuck in mud.
Mm-hmm.
Our defense went like we went from having about five defensemen who were playing solid all the second half of the season and most in the first round of the playoffs to like game 3, 4, 5. Like, we had like 2 or 3 defensemen that were like taking the night off. They just couldn't. Like Dunn looked. I think it was probably like game 5 and 6. I was like, what the fuck? Who's this Vince Dunn? This guy looks like he's completely lost out there. Mm-hmm. Sit him. And even like I think Gunnarsson too. And I was like, what in the fuck is going on with this team right now? We looked lost. Like we lost. We it was like nothing. We couldn't figure it out. I think that Dallas just came on us, like you said. They were flying, and we were just standing watching.
Yeah, for real. And then Craig Berube coming in, switching up the lines, switch up our top 2 lines, put in Sammy Blais, and here we go. Game 6. Blues scored 63 seconds in the game. Alex Pietrangelo coming through, scores that goal, and then Jordan Binnington should have had the save. The puck just squawked. I can't speak right now.
Squeaked through.
Yeah, it squeaked through. Jesus Christ, thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking ass mouth over here. But it squeaks through his legs, and he still almost like knocked it out. Like he still almost was able to like get that puck.
Yeah.
Sagan comes back in and just taps in his shot, which is what it is. But I thought the Blues then after that goal, it was like the Blues were like, all right, we're going to keep up. And they kept up with Dallas. They kept up with their play. Go to the second period. Oscar Sundqvist with that fucking phenomenal pass to David Perron. Like, what on the tape? I mean, you can't get more of a perfect pass than that. Like,
yeah. And Perron had a stick up in the air until the last second. I was like, better put your fucking stick down, bud. And he fucking perfectly just fucking sneaks in right by the post. I was like, oh, baby. Yeah, that's when, like you just said, it was like Blues just started, like, they just started coming.
And then the tide turned. That's when the tide turned, and the Blues figured out the Dallas Stars. The Stars could not keep up with the Blues from that third period to the end of Game 7. Like, the Blues were all over them in that third period. They were keeping pressure. They were back-checking like crazy. I've never seen the Blues actually step up, like, in the neutral zone, step up, like, win the puck like the way they want it. Mm-hmm. And then you have the fucking rocket from Colton Parayko just smoking Bishop's collarbone. He goes down. Bishop, I think, was overreacting a little bit.
Nah, that's a stinger, man.
Stinger?
I think it got under the pad. That fucking hurts. I've seen a lot of goalies take that, and that hurts, man. Like, I don't know if he was embellishing that one.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just the way, like, I think he was looking for the play to get blown dead, personally. Like,
I mean, probably in a way because he's like, fuck, this hurts. I can't move. I think he was just hoping his team would have got the puck. Like, but I legit think he was just like, even if he would have got back up, I don't think he would have been able to, like, do anything.
And fucking give Schwartz doesn't get enough credit for this goal, man. Steen just throws that puck, and Schwartz puts the perfect tap, like, on it. Like the perfect deflection.
Who knew we needed Jaden Schwartz in front of the net so much?
Right.
It's like 3 deflections this series.
Right? I mean, like, who knew?
Yeah. But that bomb by Parayko, that lit a fire into his ass because, you know, we'll get into Game 7, but I think he just goes, I think after that he just goes, I think in his head he was like, wow, I can put a goalie out of commission with my shot. I just need to start shooting the puck every fucking time, which he ended up doing in Game 7. But yeah, that was a fucking missile. He shot that, Bishop dropped, and I was like, oh my God, he killed a guy.
Yeah, like legit, like that fucking Anchorman meme. Parayko killed a guy.
Parayko killed a guy. I saw that.
Oh my God, the memes that followed that though were fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Oh God, that was nuts. But then,
and hey, real quick, if we have any Dallas fans listening, NHL rule: if Blues opposing team still has possession of the puck, that play does not get blown dead. But if Bishop would have taken off his mask, then the play stops.
Yeah,
so,
well, in fairness to the referee, if you watch, he starts moving in with his whistle to almost call it like, okay, he might actually be legitimately hurt to where it's going to come down to the ref's discretion to whether he wants to blow the whistle or not. Mm-hmm. But the ref did the right thing. The play's still going on. Blues have possession, but he starts coming in with the whistle at his mouth, almost ready to blow it for Bishop, and he doesn't. So people are like, oh, the refs didn't fucking do anything. No, the ref did the right fucking thing.
Yep.
He's almost about to blow the whistle for Bishop, but like it was, and like a lot of people said, they said on Chicklets, even people like hockey analysts on Twitter and stuff, NHL Network, they're like, it was such a bang bang like quick play. It wasn't like we had the puck for like 30 more seconds. It was like 5 more seconds. Puck comes back out, shot goes at the net. It wasn't like we had the puck for a minute while Bishop was laying on the ground. It was a quick bang bang play. So it was the right call. I would have said the same thing if it was Dallas.
Yep.
I really think I would have been like, fuck, that sucks. Like in my head, I would have been like, blow the whistle, he's down. But I would have been like, you know what? Like that's a bang bang play. Like it was a good call. It went our way. Luckily, the hockey gods were on our side for once.
No doubt. And then you have the breakaway. Literally, 2 minutes after that? And
it's the fucking thing I saw the game.
What?
It was the funniest damn thing I ever saw.
Dude, I was like, he started to wind up. So Sammy Blais and Ryan O'Reilly, it's a 2-on-0. Like, there was no defenders back. Were there? It was just a breakaway, right?
There was one back checking a little bit, but nothing dangerous.
Yeah, and I see Sammy Blais just winding up for a slap shot. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I think I said that out loud.
Yeah.
And he rips that shot. I go, never mind!
I did the same thing too, dude. I was like, what is this? He was above the circle. I guess he was gassed because I was like, buddy, turn it on.
Yeah, he was not skating. Like, he was dead.
And he winds up, and it's funny to me because a little fun story about me one time, I was in a shootout, and my coach goes, I want you to come down, and I just want you to clap one, just rip one, because I had a pretty good slap shot. And I was like, this is the dumbest fun. He's like, just come straight down and rip a clapper. And I was like, I think I was like 14 at the time, and I had a pretty good slap shot, but I was like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to pick a corner coming down the middle. What the fuck? So I come down on a shootout, and I just rip this slap shot like right into the goalie's breadbasket. And the coach like is on my ass. I was going, you told me to come down and take a fucking slap shot in the goddamn shootout. So it was funny to me because I was like, no, this isn't going to work, man. This is terrible. This is a bad idea. It was like slow motion for me. But just like you said, like when it went in, I was like, never mind. What a shot.
So I got a little fun story too with a fucking penalty shot I got to take. I acted like I was going to take a fucking clapper, and it did a nice little backhand forehand toe drag, backhand top shelf. It was like the sweetest goal I ever scored. I don't even think I celebrated. I think I just stood on the boards just like staring at the puck in the net. I'm like, I just pulled that off. Pulled that off.
Can I get that puck?
I was like, yeah, can I have that?
Yeah, but dude, that was the nail in the coffin when he took that slap shot. It was like, holy shit. That I'm like 3-1. I was like, okay, I like it. But when it was 4-1, I was like, okay, all right, we're good. And we were, like you said earlier, we were just all over them. We found our game. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't move the puck up.
So, with that being said, Blues win. Well, the Bishop comes out, and I'd like to point out, Bishop also took a little whack at O'Reilly after that goal. Right before.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
No, like, come on. Like, Whitney, they talked about it on Chicklets. I mean, it's true. I was like, he could have fucking went head first into the boards. Like, if he trips over that stick the way he's skating, like...
That's bad.
Yeah, that's suspendable. Honestly.
Flustered. Like, I think if he would have, like, maybe gave him a whack, like, higher up in the shin guards, it wouldn't, like... I wouldn't have cared too much because he probably wouldn't have, like... there's a less chance of him tripping. Like, if he would have whacked him in the pants or something. Mm-hmm. But he went for the skates, and it was like, come on, dude. Like,
you could have really injured him. Like,
yeah. I get though. He was frustrated. It's playoffs. The emotions are high, but
right.
I don't think he really wanted to hurt him. But I think he was just like, fuck this team, fuck this game. But yeah, I didn't like that one bit. I was like, you piece of shit.
Before we get into the magical game 7, I want to bring up 2 things. Number 1, my grandpa told me this, and I thought he was just like hearing things, but he taped it and showed me the fucking clip on NHL Network. Kevin Weeks was saying that Dallas likes to injure a lot of top-notch players, and they did it in the Nashville series where 4 players for Nashville got injured. And they were taking little kind of stabs here and there, and it kind of like, I think the Blues did a better job of evading some of the hits, but I kind of got like what Kevin Weeks was saying. He's like, I don't know if it's on purpose, but he's like, I find it very strange that Nashville lost 3 players in that series. Like, is Dallas playing kind of dirty here? You might want to keep an eye on that. And after watching the series, I thought it was a little more chippy, especially from Jamie Benn, maybe Radulov, and just the flopping. The embellishment in this series was atrocious on Dallas's part. It wasn't just Lindell either. Like, players were doing it nonstop. I mean, the little tiny whack from Perron to Bishop. Bishop acts like he gets shot.
Yeah.
Number one, when you get hit in the back like that, you're not going to fall on your back. You're going to fall forward if it's enough force. That's just fucking science. Like,
right.
Jesus.
Yeah, or you're just going to tighten up your back a bit. Yeah, he was itching, which I do get it, though. Like, it would have been a flop, but, like, he probably would have got you could have called the penalty on Perron, but, like, dude, like, you don't need to flop that bad.
No, yeah.
Like, come on. Who's the acting coach for Dallas?
Oh, shit, dude. They need a better one.
I mean, fuck, John Hamm's one of our biggest fans. He's an actor, and the fucking Blues don't act.
Right. Right.
Come on.
Right. And the second thing I want to bring up, before Game 6 started, I just looked at Katie, and I was like, I fucking hate this. I'm so goddamn nervous right now. I was like, I want the Blues to win, but it was like, you know what? I go, you know what, Katie? You know what's going to happen? She's like, what? I'm like, this is what's going to happen. The Blues are going to fucking win this game, and they're going to get your hopes up because they're the fucking Blues. We're going to go to Game 7, and we're going to go to, like, fucking double overtime or something and lose. That's what's going to happen, Katie. That's what's fucking going to happen. Well?
Well, you were almost right.
I know. I told Katie, I got home, and I was like, Katie, I kind of called it. And she's like, I know, I thought about it. I was going to text you before the second overtime started and be like, did you fucking call this? But I was like, I didn't want to freak you out. I'm like, thank God you didn't, because I totally forgot I said that till after the game, and my heart almost stopped.
My dad called it. He got home from work, and he called it before Game 7. He got home from work, and he was like, oh, it's on my butt. I said, this is going to go double overtime. And I was like, son of a bitch, you're somehow right. I guess when you watch hockey from 1967 on, you fucking, I guess you just are able to predict weird, stupid shit.
Right.
Fucking crazy.
So Game 7.
The magical 7. Let's point out.
Yep, May 7th at 7 p.m.
It's Game 7. Pat Maroon, number 7.
Rally towel, Pat Maroon.
This is why I love this fucking game.
Yep.
It's like a WrestleMania moment for us in hockey.
It really was. And just the Blues, man. That place was rocking. That place was going. The Blues fucking outplayed Dallas from start to finish. And I'm going to take away the double overtime because I thought Dallas looks better in the second overtime. But, I mean, the Blues, I think, were just gassed at that point.
Yeah, they probably – I'd say Dallas probably had, like, between the two overtimes, maybe like a 5-minute span of like where it was like, oh shit, they're kind of starting to turn around. Where like it was like they were dangerous for about 5 minutes in those two overtimes, and that's like dangerous. And of like I was like, oh boy, this is not good. But like you said, I think we were just gassed because we literally just played balls to the wall for fucking a whole game.
Yep. And so we get the first goal. Who scored the first goal?
I think they gave it to Vince Dunn.
That's right, yeah, but it looked like Maroon tapped it.
It looked like it and it sounded like it, but I think it was the sound of Dallas's guys hitting his stick.
Gotcha.
But also like the way Maroon celebrated, but also like, I mean, that's just a big goal, so everybody was celebrating, but they gave it to Vince Dunn, who, I'll just say this real quick, played a phenomenal Game 7 from start to finish. Like, after playing 2 shitty games, he was stepping up at the right time, poking the puck, not getting too ahead of himself, making the right play. I was like, okay, that's the Vince Dunn we need.
I honestly thought everybody on the Blues played a fucking great game. And you know me. You know I'm going to say There was one person, though, that was driving me fucking up the wall. For how good the Blues played, there was one guy that was driving me fucking bonkers. And even he was driving me crazy in the fucking second and third period when we played so well, because it would, like, we would lose the puck out of our zone because he couldn't keep it in the zone. And then, like, or, like, there was a play, like, in overtime that, dude, this was fucking pissing me off. We would get the puck, and say we're on the power play, and the puck comes up to, like, the blue line, and it kind of squeaks out of the blue line. So instead of just containing the puck and, like, circling around, you know, like, fucking just contain the puck. You're on the power play. Just relax. Right. We would just dump the puck back in when our players are still, like, in the offensive zone.
Right.
So Dallas will now immediately have possession of the puck, and the Blues got to tag up. It's just like, to me, it's just such a waste of possession. Like,
yeah.
And the person I'm talking about is Alex Pietrangelo. I thought Pietrangelo looked like dog shit in Game 7.
Yeah, he was probably the worst player. He just looked like pucks were just bouncing everywhere on him, and you're just kind of like
he looks kind of panicked. Like,
yeah.
Like, I didn't think he was calm with the puck. I thought he was, like, there was a play, I think it was another power play that we had. Pietrangelo goes to pass the puck to Schwartz, and all he has, I mean, Schwartz is, like, wide open at this point. And we would have gotten a shot on goal. What?
Where he fires it into his skates?
Yes! Yeah. It's like, all you have to do is put it on the tape. How are you going to pass the puck like that?
We were entering the zone. I was like, okay, here we go. Schwartz is coming down, passing the puck, and just throws it right to skate, and it goes out. I was like, what the fuck were you doing there, bud?
Yeah, it didn't need to be fired. Like, that's a David Backes pass, number one. Backes would just shoot it at you. He wouldn't even pass it. And just put it to the tape. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can I mean, Dallas's first goal, I mean, comes down to Pietrangelo's getting, like, outworked behind the net. Like, he just, like, was weak on his stick. He had a chance to move the puck up. He was behind our net, and he got outworked. And then, you know, eventually we get control of the puck. And then, you know, Perron, unfortunately, he makes the right play to reverse it, but goes right off the ref's skate. But that play broke down because of Pietrangelo not moving the puck up when he had the chance. He just got, like, out muscled by some fucking small guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first goal Dallas got, I was like, of course, they get the bounce.
So I wanted to bring that up. So Perron plays that puck. I mean, like, it goes off the referee, and then Dallas gets the puck and scores. And Binnington, like, legit, he didn't know where the puck was because he was expecting it to go around the net.
Right.
But that, like you said, that play starts from Pietrangelo turning that puck over in our own zone. Like,
right.
And it's like, it was like, at first, when that play happened, it was after that goal, the Blues, I think, turned it on, and they never looked back. Like, yeah, I think that pissed them off.
Yeah, I think it did too. Well, because they just kept going. I think they could have went one way or the other. They could have gone, of course, a bad bounce and put their heads down.
Mm-hmm.
Or could have said, you know what, because that was about 5 minutes left in the third the first when they scored. I think they were like, we've played 15 minutes of fucking good hockey. Fuck that. Let's get back out there.
Mm-hmm.
Keep what we're fucking doing, because they just got a lucky bounce. We've had fucking 78,000 chances this first period.
Yep.
Fuck that goal. It's basically a nothing game now. Keep doing what we're doing, and they did.
Yep, I agree. And I wanted to ask you this question. So,
okay.
Normally, if a puck bounces in off of a referee, it's a no goal. We've seen that happen twice this year now.
Right.
Like, puck going off a referee. If puck hits the net, play's blown dead. If puck hits any of the players sitting on the bench, play is blown dead.
Yep.
Do you think that there should be a rule in place that if the puck goes off the referee like that, with, like, the complete other team just like especially the goalie, like, not knowing where the puck is in Dallas, I mean, you get the puck right there, just shoot it. Like, do you think that should count?
Yeah, because I think it might seem like it happens a lot, because when it happens, it's such a huge fucking thing. But I think it's just part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just bad luck. Yeah, I get what you're saying, because it's like, okay, like, should that be a goal or not? But then you could also be like, well, how come nobody's covering that guy in the slot? How come nobody's this? It's
true.
I think there's too many things too, but I do get what you're saying because it's almost like unfair, but also I guess the referee it's like he was in a position where he's supposed to be, and then like it's also like he's just I don't even know how to explain it because it's just such an unfortunate situation.
Like, can you imagine if we would have lost that game and we go back and look at that goal? You're just gonna be like, huh, "Fuck you." Like,
well, I mean, it's a 1-0 win for us if that doesn't happen.
Yep. As the second game in a row, I thought Bennington should have had a shutout.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he fucking played incredible.
Yeah. But now that happens, and the Blues, here we go again. Back checking, not letting Dallas have any room. We're smothering them and getting shot after shot after shot, opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And I forgot to say this about game 6. Colton Parayko, Jay Bolmeister were fucking phenomenal on defense in game 6. And they were phenomenal again in game 7. And Jay Bolmeister, dude, give this guy all the credit in the world, even into the overtime, double overtime. Bolmeister, you could tell how gassed he was, but he never gave up on any play. That was that was fucking heart at its finest. Like,
yep, you gotta have heart. Been saying it all playoffs. Yeah, you said it to me yesterday when we were just bullshitting that you were like, that guy gave every last drop of his effort into that game. He did not take a shift off.
Mm-hmm.
And same with Parayko. And like I said earlier, Parayko, any chance he had the puck, he just kept shooting. And in my head, I'm going, just have that mentality the rest of the playoffs and all next season and the rest of your career. And I think he's learned. I think he finally learned that in this playoffs. Like, I just need to shoot the puck, no matter if I'm at the blue line and it's a quick one-timer snapshot. I just need to shoot the puck.
Yeah, there was a little stretch there during the regular season where Parayko was just shooting the puck, and then he kind of stopped. Like, it's like, dude, no, keep shooting the puck.
I guess he doesn't need to hurt a goalie before he got the confidence. Like,
right? Yeah. He's like, oh, that's what happens when I shoot that hard. Like,
he's probably hurt so many kids and like players growing up with how hard his shot is that he's like afraid of it. Out. Yeah, it's like he's just like afraid of hurting people.
He's injured 3 players in this playoffs just from his slap shot.
Yeah,
like, that's insane. His body count's going up, man.
You're 100% right. Those two on that pairing was just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't say enough about Bolmeister, man. Like, Bolmeister he looks like he got in a fucking DeLorean and went back, and we got the Calgary Bolmeister back again, the Iron Man Bolmeister. Like,
yeah, he really did.
And like, I just love it. I love seeing it. But at the same time, the man of the game, fucking Ben Bishop. You could say all you want about the Blues and winning this game, but Ben Bishop should have been the number 1 star of that game.
Yep, easily, hands down. I mean, just incredible.
He's the only reason why it wasn't a fucking 5-1 game.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I know some people were like, if you were watching Bishop play, if guys were getting in the crease, he was kind of he was taking little hacks at guys and stuff like that. But you know what?
It's the fucking playoffs.
And he saw that his team was not able to do anything. So you know what he's going to do? He's got to try to take our team out of the game, no matter how he can, whether it's a couple hacks or something like that. I mean, he realized like Dallas had no pressure, and he was going to be the reason, and he had to do some what looked like cheap things. They weren't really cheap. It was like, said it was the playoffs, and he's like, my team's not doing anything. I gotta try to get in St. Louis's head.
Yeah.
So
he tried.
Yeah.
But we go into, I mean, there was saves. I mean, fucking Bishop faced 54 shots that game, made 52 saves. We go to overtime, and he made some unfucking real saves. Like, Blues, honestly, if they're facing any other goaltender in that game, well, to be fair, if they're facing any other goaltender, the Blues win that game 5-1. Like, I mean, Bishop was just on his fucking head. And then you go into overtime, I think the Blues win it right away if it's any other goaltender. And then you go to the double overtime, and then the Blues are just gassed. They're fucking gassed. There was those 2 wraparounds. There was 2 wraparounds within, 10 minutes of each other?
Yeah.
Like, or maybe the first one happened in the first overtime, then they did it again in the second overtime. The second one was closer than the first one, because that second one almost crossed the fucking goal line.
Jamie Benn, yeah, that was.
Yeah, and fucking Bennington with that unreal save, just able to stretch out, get that puck out. And then you had that one we shot on Bishop that squeaked through his fucking, like, shoulder, squeaked right under his, like, glove side, right in between his arm. And it almost trickles in. You're just like, God damn it. Like, we were so fucking close to winning this game. And
that was one where I was like, if it just would have bounced the other way.
Right. And then
it bounced out. I was like, God damn it.
Right. And then thank God Robert Thomas is so fucking young and he can play 7 games in a row if he really had to. Blues win that fucking face-off. Bozak wins that face-off. Goes right to Thomas. Thomas makes fucking just like 3 moves like right in a row. Just evades the Dallas players. And I was like, holy shit, he's fucking moving still. And shot that puck, bounces off the post. I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And there he is. There he is. The fucking big rig. Patty Cakes, Patty Maroon. Fucking just tapping it in. Blues go to the Western Conference Final. Holy shit, what a celebration. That place was so fucking loud. I couldn't hear the fucking speakers when they were playing Gloria when we scored. That's how loud that fucking place was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say it, Robert Thomas is going to be a fucking stud in this league.
Yeah.
And that play, and I even thought about it, they said on the network, Chicklett said it, the normal play would have been for him to like take it down to the corner and to have the confidence and the skill to cut back on that defenseman and make that play in and toe drag it in and get that shot off. That's just like, that's incredible confidence for a 19-year-old to have in a Game 7 double overtime playoffs.
You know what that is? That's fucking World Junior confidence. That's like a World Junior play right there. You see that? You don't see that in the NHL a lot. You see that in the World Juniors.
That's not having Ken Hitchcock holding you back and you just being a player.
Yep. Exactly. That's Berube just being like, just fucking go and win the goddamn game.
Yep.
But hell, man, like just I mean, Blues play with urgency. They play with heart. They were all over them. And, like, they never gave up. That's the one thing about the Blues. Like, in previous years, you just look at the Blues teams, and it's like, it looks like they're giving up. It looks like that they're not trying. It doesn't look like they want it.
Or they go into a defensive shell.
Yeah, this Blues team looks like they want it. And they put the fucking foot to the floor. They put the fucking pedal to the floor. And they just they took off. And they're not slowing down either. You know how much momentum we have going into this next round? Like,
it's crazy.
It is. It's fucking, like, if I'm San Jose or Colorado and I see that, like, if I'm San Jose or Colorado, I would have wanted Dallas to win that game. Because
definitely.
Dallas, I don't think has, like, I mean, granted, they would win the game in double overtime, Game 7. But the Blues amplified their momentum just by being at home, having fucking Maroon score that goal. I mean, we're the talk of the hockey world right now. Like we have so much fucking momentum. Like, if I'm San Jose, I would be a little scared to be playing the Blues. Like, and it's playoff hockey. Like, you gotta to be the best, you gotta beat the best. But it's like, at the same time, you cannot not have that in the back of your mind of like, fuck, like they're the fucking hot team right now, and they were that close to getting eliminated. And now we got to play them. Like,
it's they said on the new Chicklets episode I was listening to before we started the pod, and they brought Scotty Upshaw in, another man rocket.
Yeah, I was gonna listen to it after we got down here.
He said it best about this Blues team. He goes, "They're America's team. They're blue collar. They're hardworking." I'm like, he's 100% right. I mean, it's like fucking a little wrestling reference. It's like Stone Cold. It's like everybody can relate to this team because it's like, you know, they go from fucking hard times, hard times, baby. Hard times, baby. A little Dusty Rhodes action, baby.
Hard times, baby.
They're last place in the league, January 3rd, and they fucking just stuck with it and they fucking grabbed their tools and went to fucking work and haven't taken a day off. I was like, that's the perfect way to describe it. Like, they're America's team. They're just blue collar, fucking tough. There's nothing too flashy about them. It's just they're gonna fucking come at you. Yeah, we took a couple nights off, but if we're coming at you, you better fucking be ready to fucking play us, because that was probably one of the best hockey games I've seen the Blues play in a long time, from start to finish. It was like that's the Blues. Like, that was like when we were playing our best hockey. That was that. This game was that times like 5.
Yeah, the Blues, I think, proved in the last 2 games of this series, and I think the Blues proved it in Game 6 of the first series, that when the Blues play their best hockey, no one can keep up.
No, they really can't.
And the Blues proved it against Tampa Bay in the regular season. They proved it on that 11-game winning streak. Like, when the Blues play their best hockey, good luck. Like, I don't think teams can keep up. And then if we go into, like, have a couple bad games here and there, guess what? We got depth. We can pull somebody off the bench and be like, you're going in. And, all right, here we go. Like,
this kind of goes to what you just said, like, earlier, about how, like, in the past where it's like we kind of, like, give up or whatever. But this, like, and we saw it in the second half of the season where it's like, even after our streak, I think we had, like, a bad loss or something like that, but we bounced back. Like, our ability to bounce back this year, the second half and in this playoffs after a couple bad games, has been incredible.
Not only that, the ability to bounce back after we get scored on.
Yep, exactly.
We've never seen that from a Blues team before. Like, we get scored on, we're like, God damn it. We get scored on now, it's like, let's fucking get it back. Let's go. Like,
especially in the third period. Like you said last week, it was like, we're probably one of the best third period teams in the playoffs. Like, we don't give up. Like, we're still going to come at you.
I want to see that stat. I want to see the stat of third period goals, like, for a playoff team in this year. I want to see that stat, because I think the Blues, for the first time ever, the Blues are finally a fucking third period team. So how many countless times in years previous did the Blues just fall apart in the third?
Yeah, I was like, they fell apart, or they just gave up and didn't, like, there wasn't that let's go out there and play for each other and work for each other mentality. That was like our story in the playoffs. It was like, this team just, like, gave up.
Yep.
And we didn't see that. They come out in a huge Game 6 and fucking, like you said, from the second period on until the end of this Game 7, it was like the fucking everything just clicked and the fucking hearts were pumping, and they went out there and fucking played for each other and played for the city, and just they didn't leave anything on the fucking ice.
Nope.
They left everything on the ice. What am I trying to say there? Yeah. The second one.
But fucking Patty Maroon, the David Freese of hockey, basically. I know it's not the Stanley Cup final or anything, but I mean, people, I don't know if people forgot, but David Freese had some fucking clutch plays in that entire playoffs that year.
Oh, he was the MVP.
Yeah, like,
he set records for, like, RBIs and shit.
Yeah, like, and Patty Maroon's coming through clutch right now. And
oh yeah,
I think if you had to pick a Blues MVP, I think it's between Binnington or Schwartz. But
fuck, I'd give it to that whole third line, man.
No doubt, if you could, yeah.
If you give it to a fucking line, I'd give it to that third line. They've been the heartbeat of our team this playoffs easily.
But fucking what's another weird thing, when the Cardinals beat the Texas Rangers in the 2011 World Series, all the games
match up.
They match up to the Blues. They match up against Dallas, and how, like, we won. Like, it's crazy. It's fucking weird, man.
It's crazy, yeah. And I was gonna say, I know people are like, it's not fucking David Freese, not the World Series. Like, I completely get that, but, like, for hockey, like, and for the Blues, like, that was and being the hometown kid, it's like, that's a David Freese moment. Is it the David Freese moment? No, obviously, and I will say, like, that one is fucking. It's obviously a little higher up on the scale, but it's a moment like that. Like, that's huge. Like, double overtime, Game 7, hometown kid at home. I mean, yeah, that's up there. So, and like you just said, like, maybe we see it again from Patty. Maybe we keep seeing it. I think he's fucking fired up.
Yeah, I agree. And fuck, man, it's just fucking fun, and that's gonna be one of those goals. That's gonna be one of those moments that, like, especially for us, St. Louis Blues fans, like, that's going to be a moment that we're never going to forget. Like,
never.
That's going to go down in Blues history as one of the best Blues goals ever scored, win or lose this playoffs.
You're going to see that on the highlight reels for the rest of the Blues hockey till the end of time. Because that was just, everything about it was awesome. From the hometown kid moment and the goddamn waterfall moment is fucking with his son Anthony in the crowd crying. He's with them after the game, and that's just the whole story. Maroon taking a pay cut to play for this city when he could have gotten probably a little more money in the free agency. He got a little fucked on that, but to take a pay cut, I want to play here. Give me a year. Bets on himself. Doesn't have the best season. We kind of ragged on him a bit. A lot of people did. It wasn't the Pat Maroon who played with Connor McDavid, but nobody's going to be the kind of player they are when they don't play with Connor McDavid.
Right.
But
and then people forget he went and played with Taylor Hall too, so it's like he's
right. We got him for this moment. We got him for the playoffs. I really do believe, like, because he's speaks for itself. What he's been doing. I mean, he's putting his heart and soul into this fucking playoffs for this team.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It's like, I'll take it if he can only put up fucking 20 points this season. Whatever. What he's doing now in the playoffs, I'll fucking take. Same with Schwartz.
No shit, dude. Yeah. I'll take it any day of the week, and I think Maroon's earned his contract here next year.
I think so too.
With all of that being said, I had something else I wanted to bring up about the Blues, but I lost it. Accepting apologies now. But anyway.
Was it about a player?
Yeah, I forget.
Oh
yeah, if anybody was expecting to hear our rant on those douchebags from the other show that I'm not going to give any more credit to, that's on our Offended episode that came out yesterday. Go ahead and listen to that.
Yeah,
we're going pretty good on them.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I'll just sum up my Blues with. This. I think everybody's clicking right now. I think everybody's doing good. I know some people are ragging. You want to rag on Tarasenko because he's only got 5 goals. Fine, whatever. The guy has 47 shots in the playoffs right now. He's firing the puck. He played a good Game 7. He came out flying. He'll be fine. We got another round of hockey. He's a big moment guy. He's feeling it. We like you said though, we got depth. So if a guy like him's not putting up all the points, you got guys like fucking Robert Thomas. You got that whole line. You got fucking Jaden Schwartz going. Hopefully our defense gets going a little bit. Braden Shen's looking better. It's, Sammy Blais goes out there and plays a fucking big game. I didn't realize how much that guy throws the body around.
Yeah, dude. He hits a lot.
Yeah. Even, Robbie Fabry, if we need him to fill in for a game, we've seen what he can do on a last call moment. He comes out and he fucking busts his balls and he can make things happen. So, yeah.
Please, for the love of God, if we have to go back to like our bench, keep fucking Sanford out.
I don't think he's going to see the ice at all.
I hope not. I really hope not. Like, I really hope it's not like we're going in like a circle with those 3 players. Like we have to. But I really hope not. But
it's
Sammy
Fabry or
Blais. But Blais going back onto that second line though I fucking love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just a genius call by Craig Berube.
Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah.
So, yeah. So,
I'm
fired up.
Yep. So last thing here before we get out of here, Blues, Sharks, Western Conference Finals. Who do you got and how many games?
Blues in 6.
I got Blues in 5.
Okay. I like that because that's what we both said last round. So, yeah. I think this isn't. I think it's going to be a different series. It's not going to be the 2016 one. What did we lose? What was the series? 4-2.
It was 4-2. Yes. We were also banged up. I think Backus and Tarasenko were playing injured, and I think it was a head injury too. So, because if you remember, Backus was just sitting on the bench, he wasn't doing anything. It's like, why is he just on the bench? He's not getting any minutes. What's going on? Yes. And I think that says a lot about him being a leader. I wonder if the players are like, we want him there,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Where is this at? Somebody posted. Fuck, who posted this? Somebody posted a side by side, give me these players over these, any day of the week. Oh man, hold on. Let me look for this real quick. Stahl.
Jordan Stahl, Mark Stahl.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. In the 2016 playoffs in the Western Conference Finals against the Sharks, somebody made a list of players that we had on the team then, and they put the name next to that player for who we have now in their spot. Brian Elliott, Jordan Binnington. Yuri Laterra, Braden Shen.
Yep.
Paul Stastny, Ryan O'Reilly. Troy Brouwer, Pat Maroon. David Backes, Tyler Bozak. Bronziak, Barbashev. Upshaw, Sundqvist. Shattenkirk, Dunn. Fabry, Perron. Berglund, Thomas. And the fourth line, Reeves, Ott, Yashkin, they put Blay. And he's like, give me the new guys any day of the week over our 2016 team.
I'd take Troy Brouwer still.
I don't know.
It's like one I would take. That guy's got fucking playoff grit. I'd still take him. But who'd they switch him for? Oh, Maroon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes either way. Yeah, those are huge. The big one, Bennington.
Yeah, no doubt.
Give me that every day of the week.
I mean, but Thomas just in the lineup too, man.
Yeah, no shit.
Was Perron with us in 2016?
No. Perron was in Anaheim with Corey Perry, I believe.
And then we got him back the next year, and then we didn't protect him, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, one of those things.
Yeah, one of those things.
So, yeah, I said it's a better team. It's a different team. The mentality's different. You can just feel it. It's just a different mentality, a different energy.
Yep.
So, and we got GLORIA on our side. So,
love it.
Love it.
Love it. All right, let's hit him with the hat trick and let's get on out of here.
All right, my hat trick. Number one, shout out to the Carolina Hurricanes. What they're doing is just impressive. Yeah, I mean, I'm fucking rooting for them. It's going to be a fucking battle if they move on to the Cup, but just a fucking awesome season for those guys. Bunch of jerks. Love it. My number two, we didn't really talk about him much. My number two is going to be Craig Berube. This guy he's got this team fucking wrapped around his finger in like a good way of like, this is the guy they want to play for. He's a fucking leader. You see how much the guys love playing for him after the post-game interviews that he does, or the little segments in the locker room, and his ability to make those small changes with lines, nothing huge like Hitchcock did, the small ones like bringing in a Fabry, bringing in Blay, throwing in a Bortuzzo maybe bringing back Eddie at the right time. He knows how to talk to his players and how to get them back on track. So I don't think he's getting enough credit for what he's doing with this team, because he's the fucking chief, man. That guy fires me up. He's a competitor, and that's why the boys are playing. So that's my number two. And my number three, I'm going to call my number three my number seven, Pat Maroon. Game 7, I mean, just he's a lifesaver. I think he saved my life the other night because I was about to have a heart attack. And I think he still almost killed me with that goal because I got so excited. But Patty Maroon, fucking bringing it home for St. Louis to fucking move us on to the next round. What a moment. Just incredible.
What a moment. All right. My number one, shout out. I always have to give a shout out to Ben Bishop, man. I mean, dude definitely gave his heart, and like he did everything he could, and his team just couldn't. They weren't matching him. With that said, I also think Jamie Benn was hurt. He was not seeing minutes in that in the last two games. He was not seeing a lot of minutes at all. He was taking really quick shifts too. So, wouldn't be surprised if they said that he was injured.
Yeah. Can I say something about Jamie Benn real quick? I know he's a bit of a rat, kind of. He's not a rat, but he plays a tough game. Mm-hmm. I noticed in the handshake line, he took like at least 10 seconds to talk to Robert Thomas, and I have a good feeling he was telling him like, "Hey, you're a fucking hell of a hockey player, kid. Mm-hmm. Like, keep doing what you're doing." So there's a lot of respect I have for Jamie Benn off the ice. On the ice, I think he's a fucking pest because, I mean, that's the way he plays. But I just wanted to point that out. I know a lot of people like Blues fans, Blues fans rip on him because of the way he plays. But I noticed that when he grabbed Thomas, he had like a 10-second talk with him, and I like nodding his head like, "Hey, you're a hell of a fucking hockey player, kid." Yeah. So it's just cool to see. So go ahead. Sorry.
Hey, you're good. Because I'd take him on the heart. I'd take him on our team in a heartbeat, but I fucking hate playing against him. But
yep.
My number 2, shout out to
I threw you off. I broke up your pinfall.
Earl Hebner. Oh fuck! I had it in my head. Shit.
Is it about another team?
No.
About the Blues?
Something along. Shout out to fucking Bowmeister, man. Just turning his fucking play around the way he has this year, and just earning that 1-year deal and giving it his fucking all in that fucking Game 7. Never gave up. I mean, he wants it. He knows he doesn't have many years left in the NHL, and he wants his name on the cup. A lot of people are talking about Joe Thornton never winning the Stanley Cup. Hey, well, guess what, motherfucker? Neither has Jay Bowmeister. So, eat an ass. And my number 3, I mean, Pat Maroon. Pat Maroon is, I mean, I love it.
Chubby but effective.
Yep. And he's proven it. He's backing up his words.
Yep. Just awesome. Awesome moment, man. Couldn't be any. I had a tear in my eye for that fucking kid.
Mm-hmm.
God, just awesome.
It's fucking great. It's awesome to see a hometown hero just get one for the Blues. We're like on the good side of puck luck lately, and we've never really have been.
Nope. Yeah, you're exactly right.
And YP, if you're listening to this, stop dancing like that. It's creeping me out.
No, keep doing it, bud.
Actually,
keep doing it, YP.
Keep doing that with that chinchilla. Let's go.
And I pointed it out to my man YP. I said, if there's one Blues fan who knows how to wrangle sharks, it's YP. He's out there fucking wrestling them and fishing them all the time with Barstool Outdoors. So it's a good sign.
Yep.
But yeah, maybe don't gyrate too much or keep doing it. Whatever.
That's what they were talking about that on the stool scenes yesterday. They're like, YP. They're like, you're getting a little sexual, man. Like, what are you gonna do? He's like, I don't know. I just have to keep taking it up a notch. He's like, I'm gonna have to show my wiener if we win the Stanley Cup. I'm just gonna have to.
It's an outer body experience he's having. You can't control it.
It's fucking great. But with that being said, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope at OffendedPod. Make sure to go to our Facebook page and check out our St. Louis Blues video that I made yesterday to the 1975's I Like America and America Likes Me.
That's awesome.
I like how I texted you. I was like, do you think this song would work in a video I made for the Blues? Yeah, you go, hold on, give me 5 minutes, let me listen to it. And all I got back was just a yes, because I know it wasn't just like an annoying yes, it was just like a fuck yes, use that goddamn song.
Yeah, because I go, give me 5 minutes, I got to listen to it and envision Blues highlights. Because I do that with like songs so much where I'm like,
same.
Man, this would be cool with the song. And you're just like, I love that response.
Because I had the same thing. I was like, I'm going to listen to it too. And I turned down the volume on the video I was watching. I played that over it, and I was like, oh, fuck, yes. Like,
yeah, it's good. I like it.
Yeah. So, go and watch that video. Share it, please. Let's get it up. Let's get those views up, baby. The last video, I think, is over 10,000, maybe?
I believe so.
So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know it's reached, about 20,000 people. So, that's just on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah, so keep that up. Make sure to check out Offended on fucking Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Just by searching Offended, follow, subscribe, give that 5-star rating. And also, for you wrestling fans out there, the Weekly Wrestling Wrap-Up will return next week. And our Game of Thrones recap episode will return next week as well. So stay tuned for that. You can find it all in that same area where Offended gets put out. Go buy our t-shirt at www.prowrestlingtees.com and search Offended. And you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, Trick1042. You can follow Stoutsy at
Jimmy James 9417 on shut up, dog. On Jimmy James 9417 on Snapchat and Twitter. And no, not Snapchat and Twitter. My dog just threw me off so bad. So I was like, he's getting ready to bark. Jimmy James 9417 on Instagram and Twitter. James V Stout on Snapchat. There we go. Got it out. Sorry.
There you go. That's all right. That's all right. This has been your Blues Talk with, and also the ending of Hockey Talks by Offended, presented by PWP Nation. For Stoutsy, I'm Tricky. We will see you next week. But until then, we're going to leave you with the full song. Play Gloria, baby! Let's go
Gloria,
Blues!
baby!
We'll
Let's
see you
go.
next week. Bye.